Shalom. Yeah, Shalom. Shalom. You have all these events happening. A lot of things going on today. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder bishops, a great millstone. Most salutation to the brothers teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most I will. Got Gary, Indiana, witnessing a blackout. It's been over 2 weeks, I think they say. And then they say, and then the latest, I think, is Memphis. So it's a lot of blackouts. It's a day 10 with no electricity in Gary, Indiana. So, and you see the title on one of the videos, the caption or whatever is, The Purge is here. And these are the preludes we talk about that's adding up, and people be like, a lot of people say, well, these things already happened. I mean, these things are normal. These things, it's always been catastrophic events in history. Blackouts, mudslides, earthquakes. You know, what's so different about this time? But the difference between now and then is the prophets are on the scene talking about it. So it makes a difference. Because now people are knowing the connection with these events, that it goes back, well, even now, it's according to biblical proportions, man. It says something is very wrong in Gary, Indiana. And doesn't prepare NIPSCO lawsuit after power outages. You know, some other events that I've looked up: catastrophic flooding along Nepal Tibet border and hospital fire in Pakistan highlight today's major global headlines. At least 14 newborn infants were killed in a nursery ward fire at a state-run hospital in Islamabad. U.S.-Canada trade tension. No people heard about that. Canada announced counter tariffs on more than 700 U.S. products, totaling $19.9 billion, set to launch on September the 8th. And we told you about trade wars. You told about tariffs. That's basically a tax. So, and I think America has threatened to put tariffs on Iran. So it's always, you know, this is just brewing up to one big whole catastrophic thing, man. Like, and the people know that what you call it, the elites that rule the world, they're starting to understand through what the prophets been saying. The elites rule the world, banking families rule the world, and they got power in their hand to exercise certain things that they want done on the earth. Even these catastrophic events, these, you know, and that leads, you know, to people not caring about their government, you know, and blaming their government for a lot of stuff that's going on. Not having immediate aid to whatever these people need, housing and food and all that. So it's going to come to a point where in the scriptures too, it says, and I'll get that, they care not, well, it's right here. 2nd Esdras 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. You just saw that caption in one of those videos, The Purge. And people know something's dark coming. They know that this, you know, something's leaked out with it. You got the racial tension too. And all this is leading up to the madness of of man, the madness of, confusion, the madness of men's desires to, just want to take somebody out that's been doing them harm or been lying to them. This place was built on great robbery, murder, and lies and deceit, and that's what's coming back to surface. That's what's coming back to haunt these devils. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And remember, it says, seal up the time, seal up the book to the time, O Daniel, to the time of the end. And remember, everybody had this Bible. Not everybody, I'm just saying, it was a common thing for you to have a Bible in your house and on the shelf. And nobody, knew about prophecies. Nobody knew about the relevance that prophecy still had today. When they mention prophets, they think about the old world and not nothing to had to do with this world. They always think about preacher or Baptist, these Baptist preachers and these church-going, church-driven Jesus freaks. I don't think I ever heard the word prophet in the church when I used to go, or prophecy. So now the prophets out there is ruffling feathers, especially with a lot of these so-called Christians. But they at least know better. They know who we are. They know the things that we talk about are real. They know about the Bible and the ancient scrolls and the ancient readings and all that, how much that they are, how you say it, how much they have relevance to what's going on today, and they know who they are. They know who they are, and we tell the world who they are. It says the Most High says judgment, as it goes out every day pretty much. It says in Zephaniah 3:5, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So you can, it says he does evil. He wounds, he heals, he creates evil, good and evil. He does all those things, and yet he's a righteous power. He has evil angels to do his work. It says by sending evil. Angels could they can create earthquakes. They can shake the earth. They could create a whirlwind. They can all these events. They could cause it, or you might have, like we've said before, and it has been known and even videoed that after these storms or during these storms, certain things that happen, you'll see a chariot in the sky over that actual catastrophic event. A volcano erupting, and then they'll catch a chariot right above the volcano erupting. So the invisible is really starting to be manifest. Psalm 78:49, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Yeah, so you got angels to do the Most High's bidding, to where they'll slaughter many. They'll make the fish come up out of the sea to make the land stink. They'll, shake the earth so that many fall into it. they'll trouble the waters to cause a tsunami and all that. But like I said, you know, what makes this different and this time different is that you got prophets on the scene talking about it, how it lines up with prophecy. So it's not the same. It's not the same day by day issues and day by day events, because now is backed with prophets talking about the events and why they're happening. It's biblical. And nobody really put that together. They always said Mother Nature. Now they saying, I'm seeing more comments on the comment board on different videos saying that, yeah, got to get prepared because God is sending his son. And they'll call him, Jesus. They'll say Jesus on his way. We know that's not his name. They're going off. But it's just, they're putting the concept out there, And now, some people are more confused than ever. Some people know exactly what's going on. Other people are scared of what's going on, Some people want this world to continue and hoping that, it's just another day we can get over and get past. And then, but these events are going to keep happening. Signs from the heavens, like it says in the scriptures, signs and beast. It says if you learn from the animal, from the beast shall tell thee. You got a swarm of birds around a place before something hits. That was a sign. And people will be like, yeah, that, And now it's like AI, it might be AI, and people are like, that's their comfort, some people's comfort zone. Like, yeah, I don't want to, I want to think it's AI more so than it is real, because I don't want to face the truth. I don't want to face that this is really happening, that it is the end of the world. So they'll pretend, change the channel, or they'll, try to close their ears, That's why at this end of the day, you'll close your ears because you don't want to hear screaming and children hollering and whatever, but you're going to see something. If you cover your eyes, you're going to hear something. If you try to do both, you're done. You might as well kill yourself. And I'm, saying that not literally, but, So you can't escape judgment. You can't escape the things are about to come up on the earth. And it says, men, I'll get this last scripture, men fearing of what's coming up on the earth. And on the earth, if you, you should fear the Most High tremendously, dreadfully, because if the so-called white man got certain kind of powers on certain kind of levels, even in torturing chambers and guillotine places, places set up with guillotines, or even just where he's able to shoot a nuclear bomb. And the Most High is the one that gave him that power to do so. You gotta fear you gotta fear the Most High. Because, nuclear bomb is very dreadful and very destructive. Like Oppenheimer, I become destroyer, I become death, I become destroyer of the worlds. Destroyer of worlds. I think worlds was plural too. Men's hearts failing them. Luke 21:26. Failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, man. And they want to act like the Bible's a fairy tale. It talks nothing but about war, you know, what the prophets speak about, pestilence. It talks about death. It talks about the power, that the powers are up on the earth, powers that men have in their hand to exercise. It talks about country against country, nation. That's nothing to play with, man. That's not no fairy tale shit. Because when you go to war, and a country go to war with another country and the bombs go off, its lives affected by that heavily. Families, many millions of families affected by that. If not dead, still here, affected financially, mentally, you know. What they call it when the men come home from war and they got a post-traumatic syndrome or something like that, PTSD, I think. Post-traumatic, that shit is real. Where they think, you know, somebody come in the door, their family men come in the door, and what they see is their family coming in the door dressed in a military uniform. And then they'll get scared, you know. They'll be like, oh, nah, what are you doing? You know? Because of what they experience, man. Experience hunger, that's another level of detriment. Famine, it says in the scriptures that famine is worse than the sword. You know? So we continue to pray. We gonna continue to believe in the Most High, because that's I don't care what, you know, what kind of man you are. You know, we tend to be men through all this. Most High have us endure and become better men, and you know, in the face of adversity. But it'll make a grown man cry. Well, some men have fell and have fallen already. Some men have already fallen and gotten weak because of what's going on in the world. Society breaking down gradually, you know, what they see, what they hear, you know, what's prophesied. You know, this whole world is going crazy. So we just, Most High will, you know, stay on the narrow path, stick to our guns, so to speak, you know, by praying, fasting, you know, and hoping that the Most High keep us under His wing, you know, keep us safe, you know. Anyway, to the next video. Hope it's that fine. Shalom.